Blast off. What's really good, ladies and gentlemen? It's the OG Boricua Don Dada, aka Chef. This is the guy rocking that 1971 old school Four Horsemen, the Four Bums. Listen, Muffins Martinez. So, anyone who's talking wrestling, number one topic has got to be the greatest of all time, John Cena. Right? So, I don't know how I feel because literally I'm trying not to make this long-winded. So I'm out with
Hold
the
on,
wife and I'm telling her,
take your time because this is going to be a long, almost an hour episode of John Cena. So
yeah, for sure.
let it all out your system, brother.
So I'm with the wife and my son, and I'm like this last match, and I'm not one of these OD wrestling fans that have to watch something, right? Like I'm not one of those. I'll watch it when I watch it, but in when we've been doing this, we've never had a top five, depending on who you want to slot 1 through 5. I don't care. Since doing these podcasts, we've never had Cena, Hogan retire. I mean, Flair, Hogan, The Rock. We didn't have those. We didn't have a podcast at that time. Greatest of all times, we have to cover like this. So not only that, I'm a big Cena fan. I love Cena. Um, I love what he stands for and everything. John Cena just seems like a good egg, right? So what pisses me off about the situation is not the fact that he took an L on his last fight. It has nothing to do with that. John Cena stood for, right? It was on all of his t-shirts. Never give up was one of his catchphrases. And you decided to make him tap out and give up. I have a with this because this is a once in a lifetime type of wrestler, right? We're never going to have a John Cena again, like we're never going to have a Ric Flair, like we're never going to have The Rock or Austin, Hogan. We're never going to have those guys. And I kind of liked when he just gave that smirk, like, you got me. All right, I'm out, right? So I was like, you know what? I'll take that because I hated him tapping out. Let it be I don't care. Anything but him tapping out. Yeah, I think it's absolute bullshit. So I feel away. My wife feels away, who's not the biggest wrestling fan. She likes wrestling fan. Alex was super pissed off. And we're all like, yo, this is fucking. All the wrestlers start coming in. And I'm like, all right, I know what's going on here. They're going to do the collab, go around the ring. You know, it's what they do for their legends, right? When CM Punk, of all people, came in, you know I'm not a CM Punk fan. Cody Rhodes came in. CM Punk puts the belt on Cena's shoulder. Cena tried to tell him, nah, don't get it, it's all good, baby. Like, nah. And Cody Rhodes, nope, you're the guy, right? Like this. What I will say is I remember a long time ago when Hulk Hogan had his last match, The Rock and John Cena put their belts on Hulk Hogan. So he got to get that tribute back to him, right? Like I thought that was super special. I there's a few things with this run that we were excited about and nothing had happened. Kind of like right, it was Cena turned heel for the first time ever, and then we never seen The Rock or him do anything again. And you're like,
Yeah.
All right, that made no sense. I like this little thing with Dominic Mysterio. Even though Dominic is red hot, I think when we do a trivia at some point in our life, the last belt that Cena held, who beat him? Dominic Mysterio will always be tied to
Yeah.
that wrestling history. So pretty cool. But you look at this guy's legacy and what he meant to the business. I think they did an injustice with him tapping out. I'm a fan of Gunther. You know, Gunther comes from my love for ICW and Progress and all that other shit. So I think that it was a good match. It made Gunther, Gunther is a beast already. It's not like he needs this push. But I mean, help him to his car because people wanted to attack this guy. This is the kind of heat Gunther's going to have for a little while because you just tapped out John Cena, right? Like, I'm a little upset about it though, right? Like, it's our first one that we actually have to talk about, not just text each other, yo, Cena's last match, all right, cool, and whatever. We got to sit here and actually talk and get our feelings across of how did we feel about a last match? How do we feel about this last run? What's next, right? Like, we know he's going to go into movies and do all his TV show stuff and all that stuff. You know, he's a busy guy. But we just lost one of the greatest of all time. My bad. Just talk to me, because this is going to be a long show on this.
Go ahead. Like I said, this is going to be, the whole show is going to be about around Cena. So you go ahead, take it out of your system. I just want to say one thing. You always mention your wife is not a big wrestling fan.
Yeah.
But your wife is always at every wrestling show, period. From everywhere you go wrestling, she's always there.
Well,
from the TNA days.
You know what's funny? And I'm glad you said that.
For not being a wrestling fan, the lady is there at every show.
I gotta say, so she liked it like before she knew me, like when she was a fan of wrestling. You know, she liked Hulk Hogan and Macho Man and all these guys. And when we went to Impact, it was for me and the boys, right? She kind of was just like, oh, it's cool, whatever, right? Like, it's all right, I'm going with the family. And then she got to meet people like Bram, James Storm, who she became very familiar with. And, you know, he knew her first name and they were cool. So there were a lot of wrestlers, like she loves Rockstar Spud. So it kind of engulfed her, right? Like, and we always say, watch on TV. But if you're in a venue, right, if you're there, it's awesome. Like, if the crowd is good, the energy is amazing. But the one thing I'll say is, she does know certain wrestlers I like, and she'll make it a point to sit with me, like, you know, and have this fun. She knows me and you talk this shit. She took a bunch of pictures on her phone. If you guys need something, they came out really cool of John Cena. I'll throw them on the Instagram because we bring it up. Urban Wrestling Network on Instagram. But yeah, she sits there and does it. But she'll always say, I'm not a fan, right? But when we're sitting there and we got a massive like wraparound couch and a huge TV, and I'm sitting there, I'm just shutting the fuck up, enjoying the end, right? I know we're going to talk this, so I'm processing, how am I going to talk this shit with muffins? And, you know, it's more than just watching the event. I know we got to do this. So I'm just sitting in the cut, and she's like, no, lose. I'm like, yo, relax, let me watch. She's like, yo, this is bullshit. I'm like, yo, I thought you said you don't really like wrestling. Like, but she gets so dialed into it. But, you know, she likes to say it, I'll say it, but even with her, she understood, like, when we were raising Rob, our oldest, who's 25 now, he is the Cena kid, right? Like, he was a little kid when Cena first came in, dealing with The Undertaker.
Yep.
So Cena was very big in our home. Our now 25-year-old grew up watching him. So she was invested in him, like, because we got all the DVDs and everything to watch at home. You know, so, and this is what I say, end of an era. We see The Undertaker on TV. We see Triple H on TV. I don't think we're going to see John Cena on TV unless you're watching, what's that show that he's on now? It's like a superhero? Peacemaker. Right? If you watch that, yeah, but that's not WWE. That's it. I don't think he's going to be one of these guys that come back and do the WrestleManias.
They said that he signed either a 3 or 5 year deal with WWE, where he's actually going to be showing up at the shows, but it's more as like a backstage person,
kind of like The Rock does.
Yeah, helping out, you know, doing stuff like this here and there. So we will see him more often. We just will not see him wrestling.
And that's what Cena is to us, right?
Yeah. So, but the thing is, like, you know, going back to the whole match itself, I didn't like the ending. I did not like the ending.
Hated the ending.
I hated it. I really hated the ending. I would have liked for him to pass out.
I'm good with that.
And not do this crappy look. Where's the camera? Where am I supposed to look? Oh, I'm supposed to look here. Okay, I'm gonna look at the camera. Give you this, and then like we just look like this is how they wanted me to go out.
Yeah.
Type your look on his face. So I did not like the finish of that at all. I did not like it. Fans going crazy after the whole thing, and Gunther having to get walked to the bus,
Ridiculous.
and having fans, cursing at him, F you Gunther and stuff. That right there is some
Throwing shit too.
that right there is just gives wrestling fans a bad name who
Yep.
are real wrestling fans. Dude, it's a scripted show. It's like he was like for the world, if Gunther wins, then they're gonna pass this law that you can't do this or that for the next whatever,
so-
and people are going crazy. No, dude, like no, you don't go out there and start cursing the man out, and he has to get some kind of security
Police.
detail walk to the bus. Dude, that's uncalled for. That was like totally uncalled for.
See, and the thing that pisses me off is, yes, listen, we understand wrestling is fake. We understand it's scripted, right? Like, let's not act like fucking idiots. We all understand it's scripted, and there's a dictated winner, a predetermined winner. Let me say that. Most of these guys are friends. Most of them hang out, have beers together. Most of them chill and have a good time. But like the thing is, people fucking relax. You act like Cena didn't know this was going to happen. He knew it was going to happen.
Right.
Why are you making it this crazy? It's a show. It's entertainment. Like, what are you threatening somebody for?
Yeah, that right there make no sense to me. The after show thing which I hate this part, all this stupid interview like post match interview to do afterwards. I hate that. I don't know why.
They're
But
trying to be UFC.
Yeah, exactly. But then Triple H getting booed and F you and all the kind of stuff. I'm pretty sure, and I'll bet this Triple H had nothing to do with how this finish was. I'm pretty sure this is all TKO, sat down around people. What is the best way for him to go out? And Triple H being the face that's always there, he's gonna get the heat for it. So I'm pretty sure him being a former wrestler for a long time, I'm pretty sure that's not the way he wanted things to end. But he's being the face, he's gonna take the heat for it. And they were giving him the heat. So to sit there and saying and blame him for, well, you can't do this to Cena, blah, blah, blah. I'm pretty sure he had nothing to do with that. He just, hey, I'm just a face of the company. I'm just an employee. I work here. That's what they wanted to do. And you're not going to see a TKO president or anybody else from the board of directors sitting there taking questions.
Okay, so
that's why you have the face figure being Triple H, the one as the president or whatever, that's going to be there all the time and take the heat for the good stuff and take the heat for when shit goes bad, which in this case people didn't like this, so he's going to have to be there. He's going to have to. He's in the line of fire. Period.
So, in the way I could say that is, we know that years ago, Dana White sold UFC. Right, he's not the owner of UFC. He works for whoever bought it. I guess it's TKO.
Yeah, TKO. Right? Yeah, TKO in Saudi Arabia.
Okay, so who sits there and talks every event for everything?
White.
All right, it's Dana White, because you know him. You identify with him as the guy of UFC.
They put him the president, and he's the face of the company, even though he's like the president of the United States. He's a puppet.
Yeah. So if I sat back, if I sat back today, and I went on my phone and I'm TKO and I said, Johanna, you're fired. I don't need you. Okay. One, you're going to piss off a lot of people because what they identify is with their own.
Yep.
Right? He's our entertainment and our favorite wrestlers and all that other shit. Shawn Michaels too. And if the next day some random guy, Joe whatever, comes out and he's the face of wrestling, who the fuck is this guy?
Exactly.
Okay, so relax with fucking every time something bad happens. Listen, somebody's got to fall on the sword.
Yep.
When shit bad happens in UFC, Dana White falls on the sword. When bad shit happens in NXT, same shit with Triple H, right? It's the same thing where when Impact got bought by Ed Nordholm. What's that shit called again?
Yeah, Anthem.
Okay, we seen our wrestlers come on there, and then you kind of seen Ed Nordholm moving around. You're like, nobody gives a fuck about this guy. You're not a wrestler. You have no pedigree in this. Nobody cares about you. They figured it out quick, kept it right back on talent. Like, all right, let me just keep my ass away from this because, people don't want to see me.
But he was always at the events.
Yeah, well, it's the same. Okay, so yeah, Dixie took some spots.
Well, Dixie was always at the events when she was the president.
Yeah.
When they put Ed Nordholm as the face or whatever, the president, he was always out of the events because I used to take pictures with him all the time. And then now, when they did the whole reshuffle, it's Carlos Silva. He's always at the events, so he's going to be the face there now.
But when you think about it, and I'm not I'll ask because I don't really watch a lot of Impact. I do know because when you send me things, Santino Marella is very highly on screen, right? Yes. And I'm okay with Santino.
On screen, whatever he is.
I'm okay with it because I think he's a funny guy and whatever. He's all right. But you got to respect it. But if something happens, who do you think is going to fall on it? It's going to be Carlos Silva. When that live grenade comes up, all right, Carlos Silva, that's you. Boom. You got to deal with it. Right? It bothers me, bro, because we get wrapped up. Me, you, Rob K, whoever talks any kind of wrestling from independent to majors. People like us get tied in with these assholes. Look at these nerds, blah, 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 blah.
Yep.
Look, they think it's real, whatever. It's real. The fucking
it's real to me, Chef. It's real to me, Chef.
But I'm saying, like, and I just had a conversation with somebody, one of the Ice Wars fighters, and it actually makes sense for me to say what I'm gonna say. So he was talking about belts. Ice Wars don't have belts yet, and he knows I'm a wrestling fan. So he goes, yeah, but it's a lot tougher than wrestling. I said, no, it's not. I said, you guys fight once every other month.
Yep.
Wrestlers, let's just say WWE and AEW. These guys are in a different city every week.
Every
week. Let me explain
every other night.
Let me just explain to you how the body takes a toll when you're not sleeping in your own bed. Yes. I'm not even talking about being at an event, getting fucking suplexed or power bomb. I'm not even talking about that. I'm talking about
over and over.
Losing rest, right? Because you're traveling, jet lag, moving around. Then you got to go out there and get slammed on wooden boards with mats that are this big. Okay? That's your padding while your body's hitting it. So don't act like we don't know the fucking game. Like, I've set rings up. Like, I've taken a few bumps. This shit sucks. But this is the shit. These guys, yes, it's fake. Okay. But the injuries, the bumps, the bruises, all this shit is super real. You go, all right, well, shit. Why do you think these guys have the time when they're moving around don't want to sit there and sign something? They're fucking exhausted. They're hungry. They're fucking beat the hell up. You know what I mean? And it takes a toll. But then you got a guy like Cena who, if there's a little kid, he's popping pictures. What's up? Da-da-da. You know what I mean? We had a great one. Literally.
Yeah, and the thing that I was going to say also, I've lived already a lifetime where I seen my favorite wrestlers grow up when I was growing up. Ric Flair, the Four Horsemen, Midnight Express, Rock and Roll Express. All these guys come in and they're retired. Now, and this is a question that I want to ask you about this year. Now we went into WWE or WWF and then to WWE. Under Vince McMahon, there was The Rock, Steve Austin, Shawn Michaels, Triple H, Undertaker, and the last one under Vince McMahon's watch, John Cena. So all of McMahon's creations, the last guy that was there was John Cena, retired on Saturday. So everybody under the Uncle Vince Eiffel that he spent his time and energy to build as that next superstar is gone. So that's another 20 years of our life, 25 years of our life that we've put into this that's gone and it's over. So now you can actually go and say, okay, the Uncle Vince McMahon book is closed. The chapter is closed. So now a new book.
Would you call Roman? Would you call Roman a Vince guy?
Not really, because
Triple H with him.
He hasn't done half of. I mean, he hasn't even touched half of any of those guys that I've mentioned career yet.
No. I think my question was more like, would you consider him a Vince McMahon guy, or would you consider him a Vince McMahon Triple H guy? Because Triple H.
Exactly, I consider him more of the new regime when Triple H was already there with Shawn Michaels, still under McMahon.
Yeah.
Not under the McMahon watch from before. So now moving forward, the Uncle Vince chapter book, whatever you call it, is closed. Yeah. Now my question to you is this: a new chapter is going to open now under the Triple H / TKO book now. Now this moving forward, we're going to put who?
Randy Orton.
Oh yeah, Randy. Oh yes. Yeah, but I mean,
Randy's not Cena. He's not The Rock.
No, and unfortunately, his body has let him down the last couple of years.
Yeah,
a lot of injuries to his neck, a lot of time off. I mean, year and a half. Fortunately for Cena was never. If he was injured, he was never injured like this. Like he was out for a year and a half.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I think Cena had like one major issue, the shoulder, I believe. And he was back quick.
Yeah, well, then he came back in that Mania early. I mean, not Mania, Royal Rumble.
Royal Rumble.
Yeah.
At number 30. And the whole place, Madison Square Garden, went crazy.
Went nuts.
That thing exploded. So, Randy Orton, unfortunately, I consider him like halfway already retired. So, yeah, so he's still under McMahon's watch. But it's just a matter of time when they will say, okay, he's gone. So I don't know. But I see your point. But now moving forward under the new TKO book with Triple H, who do you see as that breakout star? Like you said, now Roman Reigns could be that guy now under the Triple H TKO. Seth Rollins, but I mean, Seth Rollins keeps falling apart.
Yeah, I was thinking Seth Rollins, but then when you were talking injuries, I'm like, damn, he's always hurt.
He's always hurt.
Cody gets hurt, but not for long term.
Yeah, but Cody was under McMahon, and then he left.
Well, see, that's why I won't give Cody a McMahon thing.
Exactly, because he left, and he wasn't even that big when he was under the McMahon regime either. You know, he was like
exactly. He went to Impact,
face paint and Stardust or whatever.
Yeah,
and
Stardust, Goldust.
And rebuilt himself somewhere else for years and came back, and now you have this serious Cody Rhodes.
Well, I mean, and that's the thing with Cody, and I'm glad you bring him up. So Cody jumped to Impact, right? Because I was there when he was there.
Yeah, yes.
Cody was there, did his thing for a few months. I think it was like 4 or 5 months, whatever it was.
Yeah, because he did. He went to ROH, TNA, New Japan. So he made a list,
and he was in Bullet Club for a while. He was in Bullet Club for a while.
Wrestle, and he was hitting all those places for storylines. So he was there for 3 to 4 months per company doing things for them.
He jumped to AEW, was there for a little bit, right? Was there
NWA when he won the NWA belt from Magnus.
Yeah, which was
awesome.
And we're not talking. We'll eventually have a Cody. Listen, me and Muffins, we're going to be doing this for many more years. Cody winning that belt in NWA, we'll talk about that at another time when that Cody shit comes up. But that shit was special, even if whatever.
It was Dusty's son.
Yeah,
that but meant more.
Cody, he jumped around like we said, honed his game. When he came back to WWE, he wasn't Stardust or Goldust, right? Like
exactly.
He was a legit, and Triple H
exactly.
Them knew. Shit! This is. What did you think of Cody standing around looking hurt at Cena's shoes and his armbands? Like, did you see the video?
Well, yeah, I saw the video, but you still haven't answered my question. I don't want to jump.
What happened?
Like, who do you see as the new face taking over the new chapter or book under the Triple H TKO regime?
So I got you.
You're going to fall on the Triple H now.
I got too old, and I think he's close to the end, right? So
AJ will never be a WWE.
No, he's a TNA guy. He's a TNA guy.
Period. Yes.
You know, and people could say, he was ROH, New Japan. No, he's a TNA guy.
He's a TNA guy.
Fucking relax. I would love to say AJ because he's older and he still got some great matches in him, but I think it's Cody Rhodes, and I know people are going to get mad, but I think it's fucking Dominic Mysterio.
Okay, see, the young guy, mid-20s, if he avoids any type of injuries, he's going to be there for the next 20, 25 years. Easy. They'll probably turn him face now and then have him run as a face for the next 20 years. And then when we're in our 70s, we'll see him turn heel. And I'm like, they did the same thing they did with John Cena towards the end of his career. I was going to say Braun Breaker. Steiner.
I like Braun. You know what my problem is with Braun? We're in an era where promo work is needed, right? And I know you could put like a Paul Heyman with him or whatever. I know that. I get that. But Braun Breaker doesn't feel like Brock Lesnar, right? Like, yeah, he's an athletic guy. Yeah, he's strong. And
I forgot Brock Lesnar under McMahon's regime.
But he was
always in and out. Yeah, he was.
That's what I'm saying. When I think somebody I would call home, right? Brock was too in and out with UFC.
Yeah.
Right. So I wouldn't consider him, even though and whatever. And then if we'll eventually, if smart asses watch this, they'll probably go, "What about Drew McIntyre?" Drew hasn't been Drew forever. He's he's a mid-card tier guy.
This Drew wasn't the same Drew that was there the first time. It's not the same guy. And then Drew, like Cody Rhodes, built himself outside of WWE. He went to Evolve before Evolve was a thing.
Impact 2.
In TNA. He that's when he really blew up, was in TNA before he went back to WWE and became this Drew McIntyre that we see now. So
yeah,
I don't consider him now.
He's a great wrestler.
Yes, you could talk.
But when you look at tiers, right, like real quick. So when we talk to Cena's, The Rocks, the Austins, Hogan's, Flairs, that's the ones that they're all on Mount Rushmore, but there's only 4 heads, but they're all on Mount Rushmore, right? Yes. So you could debate who's there, but they're the greatest of all time. And then you have the tier underneath them that are fucking legends, right? Randy Orton is one of those guys that's right under Cena and all them. Drew McIntyre is underneath Randy Orton.
Exactly.
He's fun to watch. He's strong, physical, all that shit. But he's just not that guy. And I respect the shit out of him. But when we're looking, we go, okay, do I think Gunther, Cena's last match, do I think Gunther is going to be the next big, hopefully, right? I know he's been killing it now. I know a lot of people didn't like him prior.
Yes.
He's phenomenal wrestler. Let's just keep it.
And if he stays healthy, the next 10 years, he'll get pushed. When, he'll be 48. He's 48 years, 10 years. Yeah. I still think they should have had somebody younger go up against Cena. Like you just mentioned, Dominic Mysterio.
Yeah.
And for Dominic to defeat Cena in his last match, oh my God, that would have been the rub to start him from there, because he's already killing it, and he would have got that feather in his cap. That would have been it, because the next 25, 30 years, he's it. I mean, he's the mid-20s.
And that's where we were talking about who should have that last match, right?
Yes.
And this is where the Gunther thing to me didn't make sense. Gunther's already over as a world champion.
Exactly.
He don't need this. It did nothing for him besides.
I understand. And once again, this is where our heads are the same.
Yeah.
And we see it from a business point, and we see it from how are we going to get money out of this? Because
Yeah.
people forget the bottom line is money.
It's business. Absolutely.
You have to pay your bills, and you have to keep your stockholders happy.
Yep.
When you have a list of names, okay, this is the list of guys that we're gonna have in this tournament. Who on this list do we see as the guy who's gonna finish him? You had Carmelo Hayes, you had the Miz, you had all these names, and you go like and you get to Gunther, and you go, okay, Gunther. He's been a heavyweight champion already. He the dude is solid. He built his name in the Indies as Walter. He got to this point. Once again, I'm pretty sure this was not a Triple H decision. This is a stockholders decision with TKO and whoever who are the heads of the beast. Nick Khan, whoever owns TKO, the Saudi Arabians, and Triple H is there. McMahon, Uncle Vince is no longer in there. I'm pretty sure, and I'm shooting for the hip here now. I promise you that if Uncle Vince was there, Uncle Vince would have had two finishes where Cena wins just to shoot him out into the sunset with a win, or Cena loses, but he passes out from the choke and getting beat up, hitting on the neck by Gunther, like Gunther was doing, and getting to the point that he just passes out, and that's it. He never submitted. He just passed out. So meaning he did his what's his phrase?
Never give up. Oh, hustle, loyalty, respect, or the never give up
and respect. So he went down loyalty all the way down to respect. He never quit. He never tapped out. He just passed out. So he held on to the end. You basically had to kill him, almost kill him to get him to end the match. That's what Uncle Vince would have done, because that's how much respect he had for John Cena, as saying, "You built me this company for the last 20 years. Your loyalty, your hard hustle. My God, you're the number one guy for the Wish Kids. Make a Wish Foundation. Dude has like what, over 1,000 wishes or more? If this guy's number one and nobody's even close to him as second. So you've done this, in and out with no type of commotion, no bitching, no complaining, no TMC stories. John Cena was in the corner drunk, or he beat up this chick, or he did this to this. There was never anything like that about John Cena.
Nope.
Now, who knows if stuff like this will come out now after he retires, and now shit goes out now. But he was he was your model employee that you build around, and you had him there. I remember he was saying in one of those things they did with him that where he hasn't slept in 3-4 days because he's flying from here to the other side of the world to this other side of the world to then have to go into Raw to have this match to then do this. Do never say no. You're not gonna find a model employee like that anymore.
No,
his body's not gonna break down on him. So what we just witnessed was the last real wrestler from our generation. Now we have to sit here now and watch wrestling now for the next 10-15 years to even come close and say, Chef, remember that conversation we had when I back when Cena retired, and now it's like 10 years later, and we revisit this. John Cena retired 10 years later, the effect, and we sit here like no one has taken over WWE since, or WWE bought this other company. And I want to say one more thing. I'm pretty sure, and I feel it in my gut, that we will see John Cena next year wrestle in WrestleMania, because it'll be at Saudi Arabia. And the money talks. I don't care who you are. Money
John
talks.
Cena
money.
Don't need money, brother.
I know that, but I'm pretty sure he's going to be there. I'll give you that. He, in one shape or form, he will be there. Now wrestling, they'll do something like they did with Steve Austin, comes out and hosts WrestleMania from, he'll do like a hosting thing for WrestleMania
Yeah.
in Saudi Arabia. Like I could see that happening in January next year when they do Royal Rumble from Saudi Arabia. Like he'll be like the host, and he'll definitely be there.
Wait, they're doing Royal Rumble and at Saudi?
Well, no, because next year Royal Rumble is Saudi Arabia, 2026, and then in 2027 WrestleMania is going to be in Saudi Arabia.
That's nuts.
So imagine you have
what the fuck is going on out there.
Yeah, dude. But since when does sports or any business cares of what's going on over there? Is you still got to
that's true. Look at the NFL.
Yeah, you still we stay on our side, get our guys and our girls safe there, do their thing, and then have them come out. They've done it a bunch of times. They've been in war, and McMahon was saying them people down there like no matter what. And we know from the Ride from Hell plane ride that happened a couple years ago. But I could see John Cena there as an ambassador and I think that's going to be his thing. He's going to be like the ambassador for WWE for the next 3 to 5 years because that's his contract.
I can see that, but in ring, nah.
You may, you never know. I'm just saying, not next year for 2026, but maybe for 2027. Get him in there to throw a couple of punches in there. Like the old Cena do his little shuffle thing, bloop,
5-knuckle shuffle.
Yeah, to somebody and then get out. So I can see that happening, but it is me. I'm just saying I can see it happening, and like you said, he signed for 3 years as an ambassador, so he's gonna be doing like the thing that The Rock does, be doing pop up here and there, which is gonna be cool, and it'd be kind of cool if he becomes like a on air character, like working for the league and becomes like the liaison for those guys there for Magnus and Pierce, and start making matches. Oh, something. Yeah, you see this match should happen here and here. Not every week, but just have them pop up here and there. And people, and then your ratings is gonna go up because now the most important thing going forward is how are the ratings gonna be affected with John Cena no longer being there.
Oh yeah, and I heard Netflix was
your
last, complaining about the ratings.
Yeah, your last superstar is done, is over.
And it's wild. So let me give Cena a little more credit, and let me give Triple H credit. Triple H I can't remember what show he was on, one big show, and he was saying that he wanted to give John Cena a whole episode. Like the last SmackDown he was on, he was going to tailor it all around SmackDown. And John Cena, he told him, "No, don't do that. Like people will get bored, it gets stale." He said, "What we should do is have a lot of the young NXT guys, some of the legends, so we could see how far they along and they can they compete on this level." And we've never seen that. That is a wrestling mind.
Your boy, the guy you like, the bouncy kid, Javon Evans.
Javon Evans, yo, dude.
He's getting a lot of shine right now. Like the only one that could stop him is gonna be himself. If he has a good attitude, he doesn't do anything stupid and doesn't get injured, you're gonna see him getting pushed big time because 2 years at NXT, I believe, and he's not even drafted to NXT, and he has more matches than a lot of those NXT guys who are on the actual main roster.
Now, I wanted to ask you about him. I know we're still talking Cena, but on that night of Cena's last match was a whole show, right? And we see Javon Evans and his tag team partner, who's the X Division champion
from TNA.
From
TNA, Leon Slater.
From TNA, right?
TNA is getting some shine on that too.
So it's a big night, and not for nothing, to have a TNA wrestler who's known as Javon Evans' half tag team partner.
Yeah.
You're on Cena's last match, so there's a lot of eyes on you. they went against AJ Styles and
Dragon Lee.
who you're a fan of, Dragon Lee.
Yeah, because the tag team champions and AJ Styles, man. You know, both of them.
Absolutely. I know a lot of people are taking shots at AJ Styles for a botch on the rope or whatever.
Hey, whatever. It happens.
He's been doing this for over 30 years. Relax.
Yeah, it happens.
But even with a loss, I seen Javon Evans, and I'm like, the sky is the limits for this kid. Now, what I felt about with Desmond Xavier,
yes,
when he was at Impact, I felt AJ Styles, right?
Yes,
they didn't utilize him. Whatever, that's here or there. Watching him in a ring with AJ Styles made me feel like if WWE plays this right, we could have the next AJ Styles at 20-something years old right now.
Yeah.
I know we don't have an X Division match, but you want to see high-flying, speed, athleticism. I mean, the kid is just incredible. And I was like, to watch him be able to do that on that Cena night with that many eyes on him.
Yes.
Because listen, I'm pretty sure that fucking event is going to have better ratings than some pay-per-views, right?
I'm pretty sure, yes. Just last night, I'm waiting for the numbers. I'm pretty sure they did millions. At least, I will say at least over 5 million. At least. I haven't seen the numbers, but I'll be shocked if it's under 5 million.
Yeah. And Javon Evans gets the opportunity on that night to showcase what he's got. And against AJ Styles, right? I mean, I think everybody went through NXT except for AJ Styles, right?
AJ Styles was the first one that came straight right to the thing. Then after that,
who's the other one?
Nobody. It was him.
Okay.
And then after that, they started sending everybody to NXT, and then up to the big majors. So, and then AJ Styles even says that he wished he would have been sent to NXT to kind of get acclimated to the WWE thing, and then going up. But he came right into the Royal Rumble, right there, and right from there, boop, he was there. But I wanted to ask you a question about something. Leon Slater, being the TNA, TNA division champion at a young age, and you being a veteran of TNA, would you be jealous, or would you have any animosity towards Leon Slater because he's getting this much shine in WWE, holding the belt for TNA, and you've been in TNA for a long time, busting your ass and doing this and doing that, but then you are being overshadowed over the young new car? I mean, does jealousy play a part in some of this, talent? Because I'm pretty sure somebody's gonna say, "Damn, this dude is being here for a cup of coffee, and this dude is on John Cena's last match event. This guy is on every couple of pay-per-views already. With Deadline NXT, teaming with a WWE guy as a tag team, back and forth from TNA and wrestling in over there in WWE events. So, but I've been here for almost 10 years, busting my ass and doing this, and I'm not getting the same shine as this kid is.
So,
what's going on?
Let me explain to you what I think, because we've said this. It's in our. If you want to look at it, just look for fucking pictures. We always label shit and everything. So just say come together. We got fucking mad fucking content on all that shit. So if you want to hear more, go look for it. It's in our shit. It's in NXT or Impact, whatever. We got fucking playlists for everything. So let me say this. Like, let's just say a Moose and Eddie Edwards.
Somebody like those guys.
Okay. So yeah, I get it, right? You've been there mad long, but unfortunately, if I'm NXT WWE, I'm not looking into you, because your value to me is already, you're in your 30s, mid 30s, and I'm not looking at you. And it's not because you're not talented or because I don't think you can cut a promo, because I'm trying to bring up the next 20-year-old kid to be the next guy, right? And we've seen it with Jordana Grace, right? They loved her, tested the waters with her. Oh shit! You know who else we've seen in fucking John Cena's last match on that night? Joe Hendry, right? So Joe Hendry comes up, has his little thing, and you're like, oh shit. Why? Because Joe Hendry is nuclear right now.
But Joe Hendry is now a WWE person now.
He's a WWE person. But even listen, you know what I think sealed the deal? I think they liked what they seen when they were, oh wow, look at the crowd in for NXT, and that crowd started singing his shit. Yeah. They were like, what the fuck was that? Right? Like, let's bring him back again. Place went crazy. Well, let's bring him in for a fucking Royal Rumble, see what happens. Crowd goes crazy. All right, I know what we need to do, right? But let's say they experimented with Desmond Xavier. They didn't feel he fit whatever criteria in NXT. They've had the Rascals in the house. They fit the criteria. Okay, y'all can go back to Impact then. This kid, oh, we see something in him. Now, my guy Javon Evans doesn't win a lot. Let's just be honest. How many times have me and you talked NXT, and it's always after he loses in something, right?
Yeah. Yes.
But you don't always have to win to be great, right? Like, look at a guy like Roddy Piper, one of the greatest losers I've ever seen. And people will hear the word losers. Oh, he just tried to shit on Roddy Piper. No, Roddy Piper just never won the big one. But there was no one like him. In ring, he was a tough guy, right? He was
he was like number one heel during that whole Hogan era.
Yeah.
With him and Snuka. When he kills Snuka with the coconut. Jesus, that still gives me nightmares. With that damn coconut. And I mean, that dude knew how to do heel work. And that was him. And that dude knew how to fire him.
So I'm sitting back and I'm going, a kid from fucking Impact Wrestling, right? Like, because, you send me all the wrestling shit. And I'm like, oh, fuck. He's walking out with the X Division belt, right? Like,
we're before they could even do this shit like that. Now you can.
Now, what you just said before, I think people need to listen to. You said if this shit don't hit 5 million people who watch, you'd be surprised. And I'm with you on that. I don't fucking know the number,
but it's under.
Impact Wrestling just had at least 5 million people see that TNA belt.
Yes.
Okay? So there's reasons you do things. And if they are grooming him to be the next guy that comes to NXT, guess what? You still get light of day. That's the TNA X Division champion. And they said that. The TNA X Division champion. So not only does the person just walking about title, they say his name, they say the company, and they say what title it is. So you get all those eyes on you. Now remember fuck the Impact fans and fuck the WWE fans? No one's doing that no more. Yep. You know why? Because we're a brotherhood. We are now a unit together. So it's no longer F them and F them. No, it's, oh shit, we got one over there. So the guys, unfortunately, like Eddie Edwards, Rey Mysterio, Moose, a lot of those older guys, listen, it's okay. And I respect the shit out of them. Moose, Eddie Edwards, they're going to go into the TNA Hall of Fame.
Yes.
Okay? Not everybody has to go into WWE, because all the hard work and all those years that you put in for that effort and time, guess what? You're going to get yours. You're going to have your great matches and enjoy the bringing you up, because listen, the numbers weren't like that until TNA, till NXT there. No Diddy, but that partnership has really worked. And you had a former TNA guy, Joe Hendry, that was on the biggest stage on that night.
Yep.
And it wasn't a match, but he was there. And then you have your TNA X Division champion with an amazing match versus a first ballot, arguably the greatest.
And he's going to go, and he'll be in both Hall of Fames, TNA and WWE Hall of Fame.
100%.
One more bit of news before we wrap this up. But TNA has signed a lot of their talent that contracts were expired about 2 short-term deals, meaning that the short-term deals are between 3 to 6 months, and they'll be able to work other locations, indies and stuff like that, but also work in TNA in for the next couple of months, which I think that's what we see happening in MLW. Where they sign wrestlers to come in for a couple of shows to build the rivalries and have some good matches every month. They're doing that now. So I mean, it's going to be interesting. They didn't mention anybody's names of who was signed, but it'll be interesting to see in the next 6 months who we don't see anymore on TNA and moves over to WWE or just stays in the Indies or goes to AEW. So it's going to depend. Dude, as you can see, I'm getting darker because outside is just totally just turned dark outside. Like
Bro,
the
you
light.
guys got to be careful up there. You're going to get hammered.
Huh?
You guys are going to get hit with that super cold.
Oh yeah, dude, it's already cold. But it went. I was light a couple of minutes ago, and now it's completely dark outside. It's
You know
crazy.
what's weird? I was sitting here yesterday. I was talking to my sister. Same time, same thing happened, right? And we're in the East Coast. It is. What time is it? Try to look at my. Okay, 4:52 p.m. 4:52 p.m. Right? We're East Coast. He's in New York. I'm in Florida. It is that dark at the same time. 4:52 p.m.
It's dark on your side too now?
Nah, it's bright. Look, that's not my light. I got my light off.
Yeah, mine was off, and now it's only just kind of in 5 minutes. I went from light to like
That's what I'm saying.
You can even barely see my
Like,
you can see my hand.
This thing is crazy.
I want to say shout out to John Cena.
Yeah.
For the last 20 years, 25 years of my life, you entertained me.
Yes.
I wasn't the biggest fan out there of yours, but damn it, as a human being outside the ring, you are the man, bro. You are the man. And I salute you for all the hard work that you did for the last 25 years of wrestling. You are installed in my memory banks for my rest of my life. You, Undertaker, Steve Austin, The Rock, Shawn Michaels, and of course my favorites, Ric Flair, and everybody's from the N.W.A, WCW days. You are part of my memory now.
You see, and that is the perfect way of ending it because, like I said, I remember watching him. Me and my son loved him. You know what I mean? Like John Cena, when he did the spinner belt, I remember him being the big show in New It wasn't the big show. It was JBL he beat in Manhattan, right? Or was the show? I think it was Big Show or JBL. One of them he won the title.
I think it was JBL.
JBL, and then he turned it into the spinner. And I've never seen a belt like that. People try to do things, but listen.
Well, you had the Stone Cold belt. That was what was it, like a rattle thing?
The smoking skull. It was the smoking skull.
Smoking skull, yes. That was kind of cool, even though it never hit like the spinner belt did.
Bro, that spinner belt
was everywhere.
That spinner belt, I think, touched base for me in the hip hop era, right? Like it just John Cena felt hip hop.
It was a white dude at that. That's the crazy thing at that.
Yeah, he was a white dude, and his album went diamond, bro.
Yes.
It did with his man Bumpy Knuckles or something like that.
I still remember that one song with Mersh.
Yep.
Yeah. Hustler, Hustler, Hustler. Yeah.
He had the I'm a bad man, right?
Yes.
Like, don't sleep on Cena. I'm not saying his shit is fucking Nas or Prodigy or DMX caliber, but for a wrestler, his shit was straight fire.
Yeah, he was.
You know what I mean?
And that album sold a lot. So
yeah, it definitely did. Listen, we salute you. We appreciate you. Arguably the greatest of all time. All jokes aside, like I said, depending on who you want, go ahead slot them in. But the one thing I can say about Cena, and I hope that it never happens, is we never got no bad press. We got no kind of bad nothing. And the guy took like, I don't know, he did more fucking wishes a year than there are days. So sick kids more times a year than there are days. You know, I salute that man, and we salute that man. Urban wrestling.
I think he did more make-a-wishes than actual wrestling matches.
Yeah, definitely.
It could be, sure. I think it could be over 1,000 each, and I think the make-a-wish will go over more than the actual matches.
Dude, the guy is just the epitome of greatness. We love him. We appreciate everything. Listen, 2025 is wrapping up. Probably won't be able to jump on here because it's Christmas week and it's been nuts. But
yeah, I'm pretty sure the last 2 weeks of the year we're not going to be able to do anything because it's Christmas and New Year's. So
and then we got 3 Kings, but it is what it is.
Yeah, it's like we got family, kids, and yes. Yeah.
So for us, we are wishing you nothing but the best, happy, healthy, all that shit. 2026, we are going to jump on. MLW will be doing a lot of things. So Happy New Year, Merry Christmas, all that other good shit. God bless. We out of here. Deuces.
You can't see me, but deuces.